Students, in this part of the lecture, will discuss the very important topic of the operating system, and that is protection and security. So here we have a question in our mind that what basically the security is. What is security, and is it different from protection? So basically here we have two questions. The first question is what is security we are talking about, and is it different from the protection, or both are same? So in order to describe the term security, for example, there is an object. Suppose this is an object. This object could be a computer system. This object could be a computer system. This could be a computer network, computer network, or it could be a file system, for example. Or this could object could be anything, but here in the operating system we are assuming that our object is either a computer system or a computer network or a file system or simply a file. So there is an object on which a number of operations can be applied. For example, this is operation 1. It may have the another operation, that is a second operation that can be applied on it, third operation, and similarly an operation or nth operation. So there is an object on which a number of operations can be applied. A number of operations can be applied on the object. If the object is a file, object is a computer file, then the operations could be then the operations that can be applied on the file could be, we can open a file, we can close a file, we can read the file, we can write to the file, we can copy it, we can print the file, and so on. We can delete the file and so on. So there are n number of operations that can be applied on the object. We were discussing the term security, but before the definition of security, let's take this example. Suppose we have an object This object could be a computer system or it could be a computer network. This could be a file system itself or simply a single file or a data. And there are n number of operations that can be applied on the object. Suppose operation 1, 2, 3, and 4 and 5. For example, if the object we are talking about is a computer file, then the operations that can be applied on the file are: we can open the file, we can close it, we can read from the file, we can write to the file, we can copy, we can move, we can print, delete, and so on. In this way, there are n number of operations that can be applied on the file. So, management of these operations, management of these operations as per requirement are known as security, particularly security of the file. Now, here the meaning of the management is whether you want to allow these operations to be applied on the file by particular user or not, or you don't want to allow them, allow or not allowed. Here the meaning of the management is whether the operations or these operations are allowed or not allowed to be performed by a particular user on the file. So as far as the security is concerned or security of the object is concerned, then it is management of these operations. How you will manage them? How to manage? Once it is decided that these operations are required to be managed in a particular way, then which technique will be used to manage them? Which technique or method is used to manage those operations? And these techniques or the methods are called as protections. Where security is the management of the operation, the protection is the technique that will be used to manage or to implement the security. For example, if there is a house, suppose this is a house, and the one operation that can be applied to this house is, suppose in this example the object is the house, this is the object, and the operation that can be applied is, one of the operation is intrusion. Someone can enter into this house and you want to manage it. You want to allow some users or some persons to enter the house, where you want to restrict or not allow some persons to enter your house. That is, entering the house is one operation that you want to manage. But how to manage it? How to allow some person to enter and how to not allow some person to enter the house? How to manage this operation? And one possible technique is a lock. Simply a lock. So managing the intrusion or enter operation is a security, whereas locking mechanism or a lock system or a gate system that is used is the protection. Similarly, in another example, suppose this is a person, or he or she is a VIP. The one operation that can be applied on this person is hit by a bullet. gunshot and you want to manage this operation. So that is the security. The solution you are using to manage this operation is a bulletproof jacket or a bulletproof vehicle or bulletproof car. So this technique that you use to manage this operation, that is the person can be hit by a bullet by someone, some criminals. The technique you use to manage this operation was a bulletproof jacket or a bulletproof vehicle or a bulletproof car, that is a protection. So security is nothing but the management of the operations that can be applied on the object. This object could be any object. For our example, the object we are taking are or could be computer system, computer network, file system, or simply file or data. The technique or the methods or the mechanism we will use or we can use to manage these operations will be known as the protection. Suppose we want to restrict someone to open our computer file, or for this we are using a technique that is password. So password is a protection. Okay, hope this concept is clear to you. Now coming to the next topic. And the second point is, once the security and protection terms are clear, then the second point is why security and protections are required. Why security or protection? This is required. Here we are talking about our computer system, that is security of a computer system or protection of a computer system. Indirectly, the same question can be asked, what is the objective? What is the objective of security? What is the objective behind implementation of a protection? So here the key objectives are: the main objective or the key objectives are, the first one is confidentiality. Confidentiality. It is nothing but confidentiality to assure that private or confidential information is not made available or disclosed to unauthorized individuals or person. What is the confidentiality? It is the assurance that the private or confidential information information is not disclosed to unauthorized user or person. The second objective is the assurance of the integrity. Integrity. So what is integrity? It is the assurance that the information or programs that information or computer programs are modified or changed only in a specified and authorized manner. Authorized way or authorized manner. This is the second objective of security. The third objective is availability. Availability is the assurance of it will assure that the system will work properly or will be available, will work properly, will work properly, and the service is not denied, and the service of that system is not denied to the authorized user. So these are the three main objectives of computer security. These key objectives may also be applied to the other domains. Now let's take one example. Now the assets in a computer system that require to be protected can be the computer hardware itself. The asset could be a software or a program. This could be a data, and it could be communication lines or link. A communication line or a communication link. The objectives are availability, confidentiality, and finally the integrity. The availability of computer hardware can be compromised if the equipment or the hardware components are stolen. How the availability of the computer hardware can be compromised if the components or equipments are stolen or they are disabled. They are disabled, and then denying the service. Denying the service. So if they excuse me, similarly, The confidentiality of hardware is compromised if the components like CD-ROM or DVD are stolen or theft of CD-ROM or DVD. So in this way, the confidentiality can be compromised. Integrity is the least susceptible in context of the computer hardware. As far as the software is concerned, the programs may be deleted. Programs may be deleted. If they are deleted, then this objective is compromised, availability is compromised. So thus it will deny the access of software to the user. Similarly, the second objective is compromised by unauthorized copy of the software is made. When unauthorized copy of software is made. Similarly, the integrity is compromised in context of the software when a working program is modified either to either to cause it fail during the execution or to cause it to do some or cause it to do some unintended task. So how the integrity of a software can be compromised? When the program or the software is modified in such a way where it is failed or cause it to fail or cause it to do some unintended task. As far as the data is concerned, the availability of this data is compromised when files, similar to the previous one, files or data is deleted. So this is unauthorized deletion of the data. Similarly, data can be read by unauthorized user or it is accessed by unauthorized user. In this way, the confidentiality of the data is compromised. The file is modified or the data is modified, then we will say that the integrity of the file is compromised or it is fabricated or it is modified. Similarly, as far as the communication link is concerned, the availability of the communication link will be compromised if the message over the link is destroyed or deleted. The communication lines or network are rendered unavailable. So if it is so, then the availability of the communication link is compromised. The confidentiality of communication link will be compromised if the message is read. Message over the link is read or accessed by unauthorized user. Or we can say that the traffic is being monitored by unauthorized user. Then we will say that confidentiality is compromised. Same to the previous one. If the message is modified, message over the link, communication link is modified or duplicated, false messages are fabricated. False messages are fabricated. So if it is so, then we will say that integrity of the communication link is compromised. So this was the example where the objective of various assets of a computer system, including the computer network, is compromised. In which way or when the the objective is compromised. Now let's have a look at the various threats that can compromise these objectives. What are the various threats? The first and the foremost threat to a computer system, is unauthorized access to the system. So here the system could be a computer system, it could be a computer network, it could be a file system, using either by using hacking. So this could be a threat through viruses like Trojans, ransomwares, malwares, etc. So these are the biggest threats to a system in current situation.